Guess what? You don't have to watermark your photography anymore. Do you know why? Because it's a total waste of time. Cut to the intro. To watermark or not to watermark? That is the question. And the answer is no. You don't watermark your photos.
How dare you?
There's a couple reasons why you don't watermark your photos. But first, let's dive into the reasons why watermarkers
I just made that up.
watermark their photos. Number one, they say,
My watermark is to stop people from stealing my photos, from slapping it on billboards and making all the money. What if they put it on a blimp or a porn site? Do you know how much money I'd be missing out on? They call it a spank bank for a reason.
first off, if someone's gonna steal your photos, they're gonna Photoshop out your logo anyway. Good photography is in the details. And if you spend your time composing your shot, moving the hair to the side, making sure the color's nice and crisp, making sure the details are perfect in the background, and then you take that shot, and what do? You open up Photoshop and you slap your ugly signature logo, like this, right on top of your image. If your photo was intended to have your logo in it, you should just print out a giant 3D printing of your watermark and have your model hold it. That'll be harder to Photoshop out. Also, companies and people that steal photos online and take time to Photoshop out your watermark don't have the money to pay you anyway. This is a true story. I had a bunch of photos on Flickr. I got an email one day from an advertising agency who downloaded my photo, and what they did was they took a product and they Photoshopped the product in, they pitched the photo with the product to their client, and their client loved it. And I wound up making a bunch of royalty money off of it because I allowed the agency inadvertently to download my work and use it for their comps that they pitched to their client. This wouldn't have happened if I had a watermark on it. The other argument against watermarking for security is that there's services out there like Pixay that will take your photos and your photo libraries and scan the internet for any of the images that are your photos and where they're being used.
If that even exists.
This company will even go as far as to fight these people and send takedown notices and take a small cut if they recover any violations of your copyrights.
Well, Rich, I only watermark for advertising.
Advertising. That means if you're advertising with your watermarked photos, your watermark is massive.
Well, Rich, I put it really tiny and small in the corner.
Well, then it's not doing very good as an advertisement.
What?
There's actual data and statistics out there that show that adding a watermark or a logo to your photos makes your photos less shareable. People are more likely to go ahead and share your photos if it's not watermarked, because they don't feel like they're working for you or pushing a brand. Now I get it, you want credit for the work that you've done. And I'll tell you what's more valuable than people just knowing what your signature says. What's valuable is link backs. If you simply opened up your library for creatives and other people online to use your images in their blogs, and they wouldn't pay for them anyway, but if you opened it up and allowed them to use this and asked for a simple link back to your website, that's going to help you more than any watermarked logo would. Because what you've created now are link backs to your website, which is amazing for SEO.
But Rich, famous painters signed all of their work. Why shouldn't I sign my work?
Yeah, totally. I mean, where would Da Vinci be if he hadn't signed the Mona Lisa?
The Mona Lisa doesn't have a signature on it. And actually, Leonardo da Vinci didn't sign most of his work.
Not to mention the balls it takes to compare yourself to a Renaissance painter. If you start off watermarking your work, and as you improve and mature as a photographer, you're not going to want to do it. And then the only thing with your actual logo and name on it is your worst work.
That's not good.
If you're really interested in protecting your work and making sure that people know who took it, pay attention to the metadata. You can go in and add all the copyright information you need. Now, I get it. There's photographers out there that do some form of event photography, like concerts, where they don't get paid for the work until someone buys it later. Then that's important to put the word proof over top of it. It's the only time it's acceptable to obscure the image. But if a client's already paid you for that work or personal work that you've done, why put a watermark on it? Most photographers are paid to take a photo. And then they take that photo and they slap their logo on it just in case someone steals it so that they can make money off of it again? That doesn't make any sense. You've already been paid for that work, and the likelihood of you being able to resell that image again unless there's an agreement for stock photos is pretty slim. So the argument of putting it on there to make money off of it yet again is void. Anyway, that's my rant about watermarking, and as you can tell, I'm adamantly against watermarking. So stop watermarking your work, take better pictures, tell better stories, and people will know who you are.
My photos, my money. My money. My money. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?